Good morning, this is Miss Ann coming to you with another video. At today's video, I'm just demonstrating how I paste together my 6 feet centerpieces. Usually the ones I like to do is like under, well, about 12 feet. I mean about 12 inches, which is, 1 foot. The bigger ones are a little bit more difficult. I'm not going to say, well, a little bit more work to go to. I ain't going to say too difficult because it can be done. And right now I'm struggling with my double-sided tape gun, trying to get these little pieces. That's the only thing when you're working with some little small areas. It's kind of hard because sometimes, you try not to get it on your centerpiece, the inside of your centerpiece, and mess up the outside to make it, mess it up, because once you put that glue on it, it do take the color off sometimes peels, different things, so you have to be very careful. So now I'm going in with some glue, and that is that quick drying glue. I think it's Aleene's glue. Let me see what it is. Yeah, the quick dry tacky glue by Aleene's. And it's for different things such as, paper, different things. You want to make sure that it sticks. You can put it on wood. It holds wood together and different things. So when I do my base, but right now I'm trying to get all of here, make it all. And you don't want to put the glue on too thick. That's why I use the little bottle thing there, so that I can get it on there evenly. Excuse me. So that's what I'm doing now. So you want to make it stick, because if it doesn't stick, when your customer gets ready to use it, that glue gonna come up. So you gotta make sure you have the right type of glue. So I'm doing the glue and the double-sided tape. Okay, and I'm being careful to go get all the little pieces. Okay, make sure that it's all glued up. And this way, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to put it on my foam board. And yes, I do get the foam board from the Dollar Tree, which works perfect for me. I have no complaints at all. So right here, you're trying to make sure that you're very careful not to get that glue on anything. Okay, it is wet right now. I'm gonna find my placement. I call myself marking it, but that didn't work. Okay, so you just want to put it on. So what I'm trying to do is fit it on a foam board so that I can put all the pieces to it, because I think I had to cut it into like 3 or 4 different pieces, okay, in order for it to make the centerpiece, make it big as I want to make it. And I'm trying to make it a 2-footer. So sometimes you gotta be careful, because you gotta bring it back up if you placed it wrong. So make sure you don't smash it down till you get in the right spot. Okay, because once it dries, that's it. You're not gonna be able to get it up. So what I do now is just pressing that glue down and that tape down. Make sure that it's sticking, but you want to wash your hands. You don't want to get that glue on there, period. Okay. So when you cut it out, it's different things that you need to do to paste them together to make them look right. Okay. Like I said, sometimes you can cut things out and paste them where you want, and it just don't look right. Of course, you're gonna have some little lines in there, but you want to put them to a spot that once it's back a little bit and you decorating, you don't really see it. So right there, I had to cut a little bit of white off, so to match up and figure out which arm that goes to. Okay, how it goes, and that's not it. Okay, so don't put any glue on anything. Okay, see how I cut that part off right there? I cut that part off, so I'm attached to that little white part there. Okay, and you just glue it. Put your glue on, make sure it stays. And it's on the foam board, so like I said, a lot of glues do not stick to foam boards. You have to find one that actually stick. And sometimes you have to, make it double, such as do double-sided tape, and also you want to use the glue. Okay, the wet glue. So I'm going around there where I want to put everything. Okay, where I'm going to glue him at onto the foam board to match that piece. Okay, so make sure you get all your glue on there, and you have to be really careful. Okay,
yep, that's why I try to keep 2 of them filled up. I always run out.
So I'm taking my time. I need to clean this glue gun because I've been just using it, okay? Sometimes that tape get different places and kind of make it kind of funny looking. Make it look dirty looking, okay? So I'm going to have to clean that. So excuse that. So now I'm fitting that as much as I can. And sometimes that little white going to show, but it's okay. It's okay. So I'm trying to get that arm down as much as I can. Excuse that finger. I shed my finger in the car door a couple months ago, and the nail just now starting to come off. So excuse the Band-Aid.
What happened?
And through my pains and through my sicknesses, I work, okay? As long as I can sit up, I'm going to work. Okay, so now we're trying to fit that arm. And so what we have to do is cut a little bit of that white off to match that a little bit. Turn it around so you can see it better. Okay, that white is not going to stay there, so we have to cut. And like I said, sometimes this cuts out perfectly. Sometimes you have little flaws, but you know, you can always correct them. Okay, so I'm still cutting. And for all the centerpieces, because she won over 2 feet, I have to
What lady do what?
cut them out like this, okay? How you cut them out the best you can. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to show a video of how I do that on my Silhouette, okay? In my Silhouette Design Studio, I'm going to show you exactly how I do that. I don't use a Cricut. I used to use a Cricut years ago, but then I found Silhouette was even easier for me for the things I wanted to do that I couldn't do on the Cricut. That you may now could do it, but like I said, I just want to stick to one program, and that is the Silhouette. The Silhouette Cameo. That's all I want to use. I don't want to use the Cricut. I had 3 or 4 Cricuts. About 3 Cricuts I did give them away, because I totally want to use Silhouette. Because like I said, for me, it's a much better program. You know, so just like, you know, the Cricut may be a better program for you to use versus Silhouette. You may feel that way. And, you know, it's not. You can also do this on a Cricut, I'm sure. But how to do it, and will I show you? No, I won't, because, like I said, I don't have the Cricut anymore. Okay, so here we go again. We got to put that glue on there. You got to put that double-sided tape on there. And be careful that it doesn't get on the other side, okay? Because you do not want that on your centerpiece, because it does mess it up. And you can do everything you can to try. I messed up one, and I had to redo it. And it's not fun redoing it, okay? So you just want to make sure you get it right the first time. So make sure you put all your glue on there. Make sure you double-sided tape. And that's right there. What I'm doing, it went off the edge, okay? So what I did was brush it back. So the only thing you have to do, take your time and brush it back. And so it won't go to the front, okay? Like I said, when it's to go to the front. Also, periodically, you may see me rub the foam board. And when I do that, it's because glue got on there, and I don't want the glue to stay on there, because it will take the color off your side, the other side of your design. Okay, so you want to be very careful. So what you would do is just brush it back, okay? Just brush it back, brush it in towards your theme there. See right there, I kind of, if you see a little line right there, I kind of messed up a little bit, but it's okay. Okay, you want to line that up as much as you can. But you want it to stay on the foam board. You don't want it to go off the foam board. But if it did, I do have a trick for that as well. Okay, but right there, it fit. That was fine. Okay, but yeah, you have to watch that glue on this, because right there, you see a little line. Right under his arm is where the glue came off. The glue was on there. Not the glue, but the tape was on there, and I didn't catch it in time to remove it from my board. So always make sure you rub, make sure there's no glue was on there, okay? Because like I said, it will take the color off. Okay, so now I'm putting on the last part. So we had, okay, this one was, let me see, we had the body, we had both arms, and we had a leg. So we had like 4 different pieces, okay, for him. And what I'm doing is trying to match that leg up as much as possible. So you cut off, don't cut the white off of the trims, okay, on the one that's on the board right there. Don't cut those trims off. The only trim I'm cutting off is like right on the edge where I'm trying to place that, okay? And you may see a little white. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. You can go through. There's little tricks you can do with that too, okay? Like I said, right now I'm just showing you how I put it together, okay? And I have, this is the Jungle Book, the ape. I don't know its name because I'm not a Jungle Book fan, but you know, when my customers want something, I'll definitely do it for them. She wanted them bigger sizes, so that's why I did that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. And like I said, I try to do both. But if you're going to use the glue, I definitely, you can use the Reptile glue, or you can use the Aleene's Quick Dry Tacky Glue, which I found that does really good for my centerpieces and things. You try to get it up there as much as you can. But like I said, it may show some white sometime, but just get up there as close as you can. Okay, and don't... And then once you get into that spot, press down on it. And there we go. So next, I think we got everything. Do we got another arm to do? Okay, I'm just making sure that everything is tacked down good. So when you get ready to cut it, I use a foam cutter to cut it, but I like to cut some of that white off around the foam board so that I don't have to go way in when I do my cutting, because those little, when you have to go way in under the armpit and around, you want some of that foam cut off around that foam. Some of the foam board you won't cut off because it'll get in the way. Okay, so that's me getting my little blade, and what I'm doing is cutting off some of the pieces, okay, so I can get closer to him to cut him out with my foam board. With my foam cutter. And just cutting it off. That's all I'm doing, okay, with my little blade. Try to be very careful not to cut your design. You don't want to cut your design because then you'll have to print it over, then cut it out. And this type of, I use the Canon. I'll get you the details of all that. I'll place it in there a little bit later what I use. But I use the Canon, and it's the big print, okay? So you have to do that. And you can do it on a one that doesn't take the big print, but you're going to use a lot of piece of paper, and you're going to also have a lot to cut out, okay? This way I just have 4 pieces to cut out of him, which was fine and easy. And be careful not to cut yourself with the blade, because I have done that too. And don't go as fast as I'm going. Take your time, okay? Okay, so everything is down now. So what I want to bring up, I'm going to bring in my foam cutter. And I use the little wire. Yeah, that's the one I use. Okay, the box, you know, hey, I've been having it for a minute. This is like my 3rd one. Okay, because like I said, I have done over 1,000 different centerpieces and things with my Etsy shop. And they wear out. Okay, I like the handheld one versus the one that's on the desk and you go around. I think the handheld one is a little faster, and it takes a little practice, but you'll get it. Because first of all, you know to keep your hand back, because that little wire gets very hot. Right here, I'm detangling the thing because I don't know. I have to learn to put things back correctly. But a lot of times I have so much going on, I just throw it in there. But if you have it and it's, you know, I could have been cutting out by now, okay? So learn from my mistakes. When you use your foam cutter, wrap everything back so it won't get tangled, and you won't have to be using all this airspace like I'm doing now. But like I said, you live and you learn. And I don't cut out mistakes because I want you to see my mistakes, because one thing about my mistakes, I correct them. Okay? And I do own up to them. Okay, so now I have my little wire cutter. And it only takes a second for this thing to get hot. Okay, once it get hot, you're just gonna take your time. You go around there with that little wire. And like I say, that little wire is hot, okay? Trust me. So I'm just cutting around. And I need to make, I don't know, I need to practice on this videotaping thing again to get everything on here. I'm sorry, I do apologize for that. But I need to get the whole screen next time. But this thing was so big, I just couldn't. It was very large, believe me. And right there, I cut that part off. That's still close to my finger. I need to, you know, you get burned once, twice, 3 times, whatever. You should learn. And I get burned a few times, okay, because I be in a hurry sometimes trying to get this done. But take your time, okay? Go around every little cut around there. And on this one, this is the only one I had to use, is my wire cutter. Right, not wire cutter, but the wire one. Foam cutter. Usually, if you have anything like in the inside or something like that, a circle or something needs to be going around, use the straight one. Okay, and that one, it takes a second to get hot, but it does the job. Okay, you make sure you get all those little pieces off. After you do this, you can always go back around and redo it. And I'm just showing you how long it actually took me to do this. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to make it go too fast. So like I usually do those videos, I want you to see exactly how it's done, okay? I'm cutting around his foot. His toes, rather. And if you see any little scraps around there that you need to go back and cut out, you just do it, okay? You don't have to worry about it. Just do it. You can always go back because you want a clean cut. And like I said, this Joker is huge, okay? He's big. He may not look like it, but he's big. That's why you get little pieces of, you know, me cutting it, me turning it. It's a lot of fun, and it can be therapeutic if you're not in a rush. When you get your orders, just get them out as soon as you can without rushing. Because like I said, I'll say 2 to 3 weeks. Because a lot of times, if you give it to me on a Sunday, by Friday, that's Friday, it's done, okay? Or Monday. Usually, if I'm not too busy, I try to get it off by Friday. Even if someone says it's not, their shower is not until December. If they gave it to me, I'm going to get it done, and I'm going to send it to them, okay? Because it is a deadline, and I like to meet all my deadlines through Etsy. Okay, so you're going to flip this thing all different directions so you can get in there and cut out some things. Because like I said, it's hard to get through those little grooves sometimes. So sometimes you got to cut a little stuff away in order to finish. But I love this thing. I love it, love it, love it. I used to cut it out by hand with an X-Acto knife. And as long as it's sharp, it's fine. But it still took a long time. But those blades go dull really fast. So the wire cutter, I'm not the wire cutter, but the foam cutter, I love it. Okay, we're almost done. And I know it's a lot of shaking. Actually, it's where I have my camera. That little table is just shaking up. So that's what's happening. It's not me. I'm not nervous. So we're going to go ahead, cut that off, cut that little bit off. Then we're going to see if anything else needs to be redone. I think that's it right there. Okay. Oh no, I still got a little bit more. And I love those smooth cuts. And to get those smooth cuts, you do have to go around those little things very slow, okay? You gotta go slow to get the perfect cut. And I do recommend you having a window open or two or your door, just to so you won't inhale that, because like I said, that is foam board, and it gives a little smell. Okay, it can cause a little smell. I don't know how toxic it is, but I can see it is toxin. So always open a window, okay, or two. So I am finally through with him. And the thing about it, it's a double side. I always do double side. I could have just did the other side, the brown, that color, but I like them double sided because you don't know how the person is going to set up their little thing. So I like to do it double side. The only time I don't do it double side if there's words on it, or if it's a number on there, then I would do it a solid color in the back. Okay, so there he is.